You're watching Throttle House. I'm Thomas.
And I'm James.
And this is a drag race of our cars.
Cars that have transported themselves, thanks to Safe Auto, from the desert to the greenery of Canada.
And you haven't really seen this, have you?
No, it's been in the shop a little bit.
Yeah, this was, as expected, completely perfect and needed absolutely no things done to it whatsoever.
Yeah, and nothing's happened to it either.
Okay, well, there's some sort of a weird back pressure problem in the gas tank, and it spewed gasoline all over my driveway. It schnitzed, you might say.
And as you drove away?
Oh, well, the gear selector broke immediately upon picking it up.
So not perfect.
No, but hey, here it is, and I've been driving it and enjoying it, and
I've got a low exhaust.
Yeah, it is really low, isn't it?
How did that get through the canyons?
I have absolutely no idea. Anyway, we have, I don't know why we've done it, we've brought out the modern version of these cars because I guess we want to see what happens when you give each of these manufacturers 40 more years of development.
Good things happen.
Well, we'll see.
Also, they didn't gain much weight. Actually,
amazingly,
which gained the least amount of weight? This is what, 2,200 pounds? That's 2,800-ish, that's 600.
That's got to be, yeah.
This is like 2,000 and that's 30. Okay, so you lose.
Well, shut up.
VW gained the most weight.
VW's got more power.
Who ate all the pies?
It's got torque.
Yeah, I haven't got that.
Okay, real quick. By the numbers, our little desert crawlers are in a spot of trouble. Their lightness only takes them so far, and at some point, power starts to play a role, and the new GR and GTI both pack some significant numbers. And they are both the special editions, which means they have decals on the side that make them lightning fast.
Okay, in Tofu, in Canada. Yes, this has been living with Clarkson Fine Cars, but as a result, they've sorted the problems I caused, like a dented oil pan. Don't know how that happened. They've not had a chance to get round to fixing some of the fundamental issues with the car, so the Beams engine swap this has is still down on power, and they've discovered that we didn't actually need to use a kill switch the entire time we were on the road trip because we weren't turning the key all the way out. Turns out there's a button here that allows you to release the key completely. There is also the other thing they've discovered, which is that the ignition barrel is worn enough that this car that doesn't unlock can also be started with anything. Maybe even a screwdriver. Please don't tell anyone that. Please no one watch this.
Okay, in my GTI Schnitz, I'm probably going to lose this drag race, but that's okay, because even though this is the slowest car here, it's my favorite car here, because it's one of my favorite cars I've ever owned. This car, I've had a lot of time to think about this car and ponder it, and I've spent some more time with it at home. And this thing means more to me than almost any car I've ever owned, because I've been through so much with it. I've got a bond to it, and I know it seems cheesy, but that's just the truth. And the funny thing is that there's nothing remarkable about the car itself. The engine is kind of meh, you know, the steering is meh, the shifter's meh, right? It's cool, obviously, it's cool looking, and you know, it does feel like a little go-kart around the corners. But it is more than the sum of its parts. Because it has like, it has that spirit, and it's so cheesy to say, and I hate that I'm just regurgitating this stuff that you've heard people say before, but it really is true. I adore this thing, even though I'm going to see the backside of every single other car in this drag race. I'm gonna be the happiest guy, I promise. Schnitz off the line!
Oh yes! I think the Schnitz off the line! turns out all I needed was traction.
Oh, yes. I'm going to make James roll his other window down.
Did you do that whole thing with your sunroof open?
Yeah, it was wonderful.
But you lost.
I was going to lose anyway.
What about drag?
I'm not sure that made a difference. If the sunroof being closed gave me 50 more horsepower, maybe. But,
Destroyed you, mate. Off the line.
No.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention.
I didn't have traction in the desert.
Didn't
Now
have
I got traction
in the desert. Excuses.
Excuses is right, and I didn't want Thomas to have any, so I insisted we rerun the race with all his windows closed, so that I could prove to him, without a shadow of a doubt, that Tofu, with traction, wins.
3, 2, 1, go!
Something bad has occurred. Something bad has occurred.
Hey, James, that was a really slick shift. Real slick.
I got news for you, Thomas. It's not the shift. It's something else.
What?
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong, eh?
Something's wrong.
Like what?
I don't know.
What was the noise?
Maybe, I don't know.
It does appear to be idling. Give it a rev. Give it a rev. Do you want to try again? Was it in gear? It happened?
Yeah. Come on, Tofu. We've been through so much. What be that?
What be that?
What be that?
Pinnacle of reliability, this.
What did you do to it? Sabotage.
Yeah, so here's the thing. It's no one's fault, but there are 3 versions of differential that were offered on the AE86 for this model. And long story short, we put the most popular one in, but it happened to be the wrong one for this rear end. And somehow, despite 1,000 miles across the desert, including dry lakebed drag racing, Tofu chose this first moment of actual high traction on tarmac to demonstrate that, by shearing the teeth off of the axles. But not to worry, thanks to our team's obsession with Japanese lightweight rear-wheel drive cars, we had a substitute on hand for the roll race.
Okay, James has fixed the problem of Tofu being broken by replacing it with a different car, as you do.
All right, we fixed it. All we had to do was change to a different Toyota, a red one, that also has an engine swap. Yes, this is a K24 swapped MR2. And it's going to avenge Tofu right now. Ridiculous car.
GTI, having a hard time putting the power down, I can see.
Oh my god, this thing is so quick! What is in this?
Oh, that MR2 is very, very fast.
Okay. Alright. Well, I never. Last time we drove this car, our production manager, Greg, had just joined the team and he donated it in its stock form. And now, oh, I'm actually fizzing a bit from that.
That is insane. That was insane.
Just destroyed everyone.
You walked away.
What is this shifter? I'm answering the phone every time I shift.
You want it close for quick shifts.
So
That thing sounds insane.
yeah, inside as well.
It's obviously, I heard a little kind of like launch control 2-step thing going on at the beginning there as you took off.
Yeah, the launch control just decided to cut
It
in.
decided to cut in for
But
no
by the
reason.
time I was in second gear, it was smooth sailing, and yeah, I mean, Ooh, it's like my mouth hurts from smiling there.
The ratio of like jankiness to speed in this car is very high.
Oh, there's a lot of janky. Well,
Yeah.
Greg has put almost as much money in this as Tofu. Wow.
Well, it's yeah.
Well, let's get Tofu fixed up.
I feel like Tofu deserves it. It's been through a lot.
Been through a lot.
Yeah.
Why didn't that happen in the desert? Because I didn't have traction. I guess it wasn't putting that level of strain on.
Yeah, you cracked something. I just
I
want
didn't
to
do
point out
anything.
once again, Schnitz is happy to now drive all the way
Thomas, you lost
home.
every race.
It's not about winning.
That is literally what racing's about.
No, it's about the view and the experience.
There's no view here.
The sounds
This
and the
is Southern
smells
Ontario.
of leaking gasoline somewhere in this car.
MR2's a monster. Oh, it hurts. Oh, dangerous.
All right, that was a fun twist.
Yeah.
Conclusion time.
All right.
So, let's pretend for a moment that immediately after that race, the engine-swapped MR2 didn't also break down. Something to do with the shift linkage. Yeah, a bit like Disney's Ariel asking for legs to go on land. When you change some things, you have to give up some things, and engine-swapped cars come at a price. But let's not let that take away from the victory of the 8.6s this day, who, if you ignore the did not finishers, took home every race in their respective decade. But yes, it is true that to this moment, Schnitz is still running like a dream. Tofu has subsequently been fitted with the matching axles and differential and is also running like a dream, so it will absolutely be joining Schnitz in attending Throttle House's Summer Car Meet. Yes, it's happening, and it's being hosted once again by Safe Auto in Oakville, right here in Ontario. The date? The 23rd of July. We hope to see you all there, but make sure you keep an eye on our Instagram. You know, things change, the weather and you know, fall through, and then there's conflicts that we didn't see happening and stuff. So, but that is currently the date. Make sure you keep an eye on our Instagram for more details. And thanks for watching.